Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, Think Right out here in the lab. Do what I do for you. Oh, I got a nice one. It's getting a little warm up in this piece. Let's go. Realism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tuning and receiving them, I appreciate you. You got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right Thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate either individual to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. All right thinkers. If you're right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. I'm gonna help you do that by giving you everything you need that to happen. Let's go. Know thyself is the question that I asked. Do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, so then I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons they reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And to my yacht, be true. Each one of those persons, you have to reflect on yourself and see, are you that person? And if you are, make the change, aka transform. Speaking of transforming, let's go. Right thinkers, let's talk about how spiritual knowledge makes spiritual transformation possible. A person without knowledge of himself can't be his best self, can't know himself. So spiritual knowledge is the way to transform yourself. Gotta keep myself calm. All right, let's go. Let's talk about this. Now, remember, excuse me, God is spirit. Spirit is God. That's what's inside us. Like a vanilla wafer. The white cream is the spirit. The two chocolate pieces going by, that's the outside, that's the body. We are what's inside the body, so to speak. So understand this. And having that knowledge of God, knowing who you are, is what makes your transformation, make you able to transform with that knowledge. Without it, you can't. Again, I keep emphasizing this because it's a fact. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. If God is spirit and we're spiritual beings, that means we're godly beings having a human experience. What's the problem? Come on now. I want my young people to understand who they are at the earliest ages possible. 6, 7, maybe 5. Why? Because then they'll just be better people. If we can change our young people, one generation, stop it from being gang member, self destructive, following the path of doing right and taking care of people, and we'll see a change in a whole generation, and that will set the trend. We keep doing the same thing, expecting something different. You know, the definition of that is insanity, and we as the people are practicing insanity, insane acts, generation after generation after generation. So, but my point is, when you know God, get God to our young people, get God to get them to understand God, and that's take care of a lot of our problems. Not knowing Him is the biggest problem. Lack of knowledge. Knowledge is knowing God. I give you God knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is God knowledge. Sorry. Having knowledge means what? To know something. Okay? You know something. God is the person. One thing you need to know is he's a thought being. So put the thought in our young people's head early as possible so they can have their own understanding of God and won't have to be led and misled and bamboozled throughout their life. Without knowledge of self, there is no spiritual transformation. There's no conscious awareness. There's nothing. You become a walking dead, spiritually dead. Lack of self, aka knowledge, means you are just a human, ignorant of self being. A dime a dozen, called masses, general public, whatever, but they don't think much of you. You need to take care of that for yourself. I can care less what you think of me. It's what's important. I think of myself. And we need to institute that in our young. I'm tired of you old people changing life. I ain't mad at that. But let's help the young people. They ain't got to be old to change their life. Give it to them young. If it's good for you, give it to them. What I got wasn't good for me. I didn't give it to mine. Raising your spiritual consciousness, aka obtaining self spiritual truth, learning about yourself, implementing it for yourself, and knowing God for yourself. That's the way you can do whatever you need to do for yourself. And you got God that's assisting you. Anything is possible with Him. Spirit, we all have it. But spirit without knowledge, a lot of us have that. So we get teachers. We have people helping. I ain't the only one doing this. So I love the fact that it's coming. We bombarding y'all with coming conscious and waking up to the stuff that they've been serving us for generations. I'm a teacher for a reason. According to statistics, not me, 85% of us are spiritually ignorant. No knowledge of self or God. Why? Because the way we act. So if somebody can watch and observe and tell you, you ain't got a clue. I do all the time. And it's amazing how people think they got it going on, think they know they're doing, and don't have a clue. Our education system is the number one problem. I ain't here to rag on. No, yes, I am. The education system is flawed. It don't work. Why can't we institute a black education system for us, our people? Homeschooling, I don't care what you call it, but that what they don't get, just stop feeding them that nonsense. Sorry about that, but if everybody said the same thing, once you become knowledgeable, the knowledge I've gotten, I received over 37 years, I didn't get that in school. They don't even give that in school. So why waste our time learning something that we got to forget? Why forget everything they taught you? That's what everybody say. I'm saying the same thing. Decent education, basics, but it don't further us as a people. Why? It don't put the pride into us because it ain't our story. Everything you say about us is bad. We slave, we've been slave, we slave. Oh, I'm so tired of that nonsense. You will have to forget. If there's an education system, why do you have to forget everything you was taught? That's not really educating you. They're programming. Again, you're being programmed to do what they want you to do. And if you follow that, you're a good citizen. You're a good person. Why? Because you're not disturbing the harmony of what they think is good. But we ain't doing right for us. Why? We still suffering as a people. So I teach self-improvement, knowledge of self. That's all I care about. Why? Because that's what's going to get you where you want to go. Other people take other stuff. My thing is to teach self-improvement. That's what we need as a people, to improve. Well, you keep playing about that. What you doing about it? Right now, this is what I'm doing about it. Making my point known and doing for those who need the help that I'm giving. That's what I'm doing about it. But neither here nor there. Yes, I'm a spiritual teacher, living and giving you spiritual truth that I took the time to learn and, more important, perfect and live, manifest for myself. So I know what I'm telling you is good. I'm not here to try to gaslight you or smoke you for some money, hustle you out. I ain't got time for none of that. just teaching. I'm a spiritual alchemist. I want to take your spiritual ignorance and make it to spiritual knowledge. That's it. That's alchemy, a change. I want you to become a spiritually ignorant caterpillar to a spiritually enlightened butterfly. As long as you stay ignorant, you're going to be a caterpillar. As long as you stay ignorant of your higher self, you're going to be ignorant of yourself. Self-knowledge. Again, listen. Self-knowledge is the best knowledge to have. Why? It's spiritual, and that's God. Hello. With self-knowledge as your highest form of knowledge, you will have all the knowledge you need once you what? Know thyself. If you think your degrees from a black college, white college, Ivy League college, don't care about none of your degrees of knowledge is better than self-knowledge, you are so wrong. Excuse me. When you go get a doctorate from these colleges to get degrees, I don't need that. Why? I got self-mastery. That's the best degree you can receive. Why? Because you put the work in, you did it yourself. That's why. A little 1,000 funky hours to give somebody some dissertation and write what you think you learned, don't get it done in the real world. It's good for academia. Real world, you need to have self-mastery. And don't come with me with that college degree. But master's degree, I got mine in what? Reality, streetology. Okay, everything that you have to do. Those I got my classroom was out here in the real world, not in the Ivy League school where you write on the blackboard, tell everybody a bunch of nonsense. And, the real world. Let's go. I reach my self mastery without, again, biblical knowledge, scholarly degrees, but right thinking philosophy supersedes both of them. That's self knowledge. That's what I had. Okay? Self knowledge, watch this. When mastered, would beat any other master degree. Trust me, if you think I'm wrong, come on, try me. Remember, I'm spiritually Leonidas. I love a fight spiritually. Why? We can match knowledge. I ain't no problem with that. I know what I got. And you believe what you got. It's a bit different. So, you know, again, like my man Cat say, oh, I'm the product. I love that. If you think I'm not, come on. Again, backing up respectfully. With self, aka spiritual knowledge, what happens? You will transform in what? To know thyself and everything else that you need to know about anything else in the world. Start within and work your way out. Don't work out and come back in. It's ass backwards. Self-transformation. Again, self-transformation. No, that means you have to make the transformation yourself. So self-transformation can only be made when you doing what you need to do for you, gaining, learning, and implementing spiritual truth that will set you free from ignorance. We are born ignorant. That's right. Why? Because we have to learn. That's the reason why. So ignorant just means not knowing. So you need to what? Know thyself. Ignorant of yourself. We are born that way, but we shouldn't die that way. Get my point? Real deal. Could care less. My father, I love him, but he still was ignorant of who he really was. Why? He did himself. That was fine for him. He didn't self-improve. He self-indulged. Two different things. And in life, if you want to please yourself, you got the choice. But again, in the end, it ain't a good look. Moving on. Right thinking philosophy now will help you to avoid that by what? Transforming you from a self-indulgent to a self-satisfying higher self. That's the difference. Why? That makes you spiritual. Self is physical. Higher self is spiritual and mental. That's why. Come on. I teach, again, spiritual truth. I spent years studying and learning. I ain't just telling you some stuff that I heard over. No, no, no. Trust me. AKA my right thing philosophy, because it what transformed me. I'm just giving you what I know to be. Why? Because that's what helped me. Again, if you give somebody what you got, and if it worked for you, give it to them. And if it's good, they'll do what they do with it. If it's not, it'll stop right there. Simple. Moving on. Without knowledge of self, it is impossible. Again, everything is possible. But guess what? Without knowledge of self, it's impossible to know thyself. That's a fact of life for Mr. Right. I don't care what you say, how you cut it. If you don't know you, you're done pretty much. I can guarantee you that. Last one. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Oh, see, this is a short one. My little rant, but I want to get this point across. Knowing thyself is the only way to transform, to be your best self, aka God. We're God in spirit. We're human in flesh. We gotta put that together and become one with our higher self. I'm trying to get it to you as simple as best I can. Now, daily practice of what? Right thinking philosophy will excuse me, a daily practice right through philosophy is a way of life that will transform you to have the what better life. If you practice it, you'll get better at it and you'll enjoy it. Why? I do. Imagine our young people, and this is starting to become. I'm starting to get fixated on this. I love the fact that you people tune in. My age bracket is, I'm sorry, but I got to go chase the kids now. Why? When y'all get by the time y'all got 40, 50 years old, all the stuff I'm saying to you, you would understand why you done been through the stuff already. Young people, we want to get them to know that. Yeah, why? That way they can enjoy their life. Why make them struggle? It ain't always got to be a struggle. Doing the right thing should not be a struggle. Imagine our young people knowing themselves at an early age. What a difference that would make in society for us as a people. If we stop gang banging, killing and raping and doing nonsense to each other, that's a change right there. That's the start right there. Stop blaming the outside entity. I ain't got time for that. I'm talking about us as a people. We ain't doing nothing that we supposed to do. All we want to do is keep blaming somebody else. That's getting old. I don't have many young right thinkers. I got a problem with that. Only because I care. Why? I look at the numbers. The numbers, yeah, but no, no, no. The number of age bracket. I look at that. I'm short on females and I'm short on young people. I'm not going to tell them make my lessons for them, but I want you to understand I'm not biased to none of y'all. I want you to understand, young people, I love the fact that if you tune in, you get a good ear for the good information that you can use. I'm working on y'all. I'm coming. But I don't have young right thinkers. I want to change that number. So why? So more young people get woke sooner, become conscious sooner. That's my goal. Love you. Roll with me. I got y'all. I got to go get the young people. Why? They need the help too. If I'm helping you, help them too. Remember, remember that guy back in the day was this for older people. That slogan, Uncle Sam wants you. The big top hat, the big white man, the big, and we fell for that nonsense. A lot of people went to join the service on that premise right there. Uncle Sam wants you. You know how I got to know about that uncle. You know, Seth is your uncle. You gotta trust him. So I leave that there. But remember the slogan, Uncle Sam wants you. I ain't pointing at your finger like that. Now I'm saying, P Funk, the right thinking man, wants to transform you. I want you to be your best self. I don't need you to come do nothing but practice doing what you need to do for yourself every day. That's why I'm here to give you that information so you can do just that. Know thyself is the goal. And I want all my right thinkers to do just that. I'll be back. I got more lessons for you.